Today's notes are a review topic on writing equations of lines. We did it last chapter. We are just going to do a quick review, make sure we still remember how to do problems like these, writing equations of lines, whether we have a slope and a y-intercept or a slope and another point, or even just 2 points. And then you guys will do some quick practice before we're ready to move on. So question number 1 asks us to write an equation for the line that has a slope of 8 and a y-intercept of -7. We need a slope of 8 and a y-intercept of -7. So because I have the slope and the y-intercept, we are going to start with slope-intercept form. Which is y equals mx plus b. Y equals mx plus b is slope-intercept form. We want the slope to be 8. Remember, slope, we use m to represent slope, so I'm putting 8 in for my slope. B is the y-intercept, which in this case is -7. And that is our answer, y equals 8x minus 7. So if we're given the slope and the y-intercept, it's easy enough. Start with slope-intercept form, plug in your slope and your y-intercept, and you're ready to move on. Question number 2. Number 2 asks us to write an equation for the line that has a slope of 2/3 and passes through the point 6, -4. Again, slope is 2/3, point is 6, -4. So we still have a slope, we're given a slope, but this time we don't have the y-intercept. Instead, we're given another point on the line. So if I don't know what the y-intercept is, instead of starting with slope-intercept form, we are going to start with point-slope form. Point slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So m is still slope, so we can plug our slope in. We know our slope is 2/3. And x1, y1 is any point on the curve, or on the line. We only know one point on the line, 6, -4. So that's the point I have to use. So this is going to say x minus the x value of the point, so x minus 6. Over here I've got y minus the y value of the point, y minus -4. Minus, minus, remember we changed to plus. From here, we are going to change to slope-intercept form. We do that by distributing this 2/3. So I have 2/3 times x and 2/3 times -6. So 2/3 times -6. Positive times negative is negative. And then off to the side here, I'm going to multiply 2/3 times 6. 6 I'm going to write as 6/1. And when we multiply straight across. 2 times 6 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So when we take 2/3 of 6, 2/3 times 6, we get 4. Positive times negative, remember it was minus, so we've got -4. Another way you could do that is 1/3 of 6. 1/3 of 6, 6 divided by 3 is 2. So 2/3 of 6, 2 parts of that would be 4. And this y plus 4 I'm just bringing down. We need to finish solving for y. We can do that by subtracting 4 from both sides. And I get y equals 2/3 x. -4 minus 4 does not cancel. They're both negative. When they're both negative, we add them. 4 plus 4 is 8, and because they were both negative, it's -8. Y equals 2/3 x minus 8 is correct for number 2. Number 3 is the final of the review problems here. Again, we are asked to write an equation of a line. This time, they give us 2 points on the line. We are not given a slope this time. The only 2 forms that we use are point slope form and slope intercept form, both of which we need the slope for. So for number 3, the first thing we're going to do is find the slope. So to find slope, we take y2 minus y1 and divide by x2 minus x1. From there, we're going to label the points. This first point has an x value of -4 and a y value of 3. That's my first point, so I'm labeling it x1, y1. My second point, x2 is 6 and y2 is -17. We can plug things in where they belong then. Y2 is -17 minus y1, which is 3, over x2, which was 6, minus x1, which is -4. So I've got minus -4. I'm going to change that to +4. -17 minus 3 is -20. 6 plus 4 is 10. So my slope is -2. Remember, it wants us to write an equation of the line. The slope we need, but that's not the equation of the line. Once I have a slope and a point, now I do it the same way I did number 2. I'm going to start with point slope form. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Doesn't matter which point you pick. I'm going to do the one with the smaller values, which is my first point here. 3 is going in for y1. My slope I found to be -2. And x1 is -4. And again, that changes that minus to +4. Distribute your -2. Negative times positive is minus. 2 times 4 is 8. Add 3 to both sides. And we get y equals -2x minus 5, which is indeed our equation.